From the Sasquatch and Skinwalkers to sea monsters and the Wendigo, here are 12 epic Native American cryptids. Welcome to Crypto Fun Fridays. And let's thank Drake and Knight for suggesting this list, requesting an episode focusing on creatures from Native American legends and myths, so we hope you like what we came up with. And remember, if you have an epic suggestion for an epic future episode, let us know in the comments. Cheers! Number 12. White Death. This one is also known as the Alaskan tiger and is said to inhabit the swampy areas near the town of Paxton, Alaska. According to legend, this is a savage feline that some witnesses claim resembles the saber-toothed cat. Others draw a link to the Siberian tiger. After killing a human, it's said that a stripe will develop on the animal's back. Champ, also known as the Beast of Lake Champlain. This kind of sounds like a US version of the Loch Ness Monster. This beast is said to inhabit the lake, which is shared by Vermont and New York. More than 300 sightings of Champ have been reported that date back to the times that Native American tribes controlled the region. The first sightings by a European were documented in 1609. The monster's size tends to vary according to the account, claiming it can be anywhere from 5 feet long to more than 180 feet. While Champ has been said to have been captured on film and video, no such footage has ever been authenticated. It's speculated that Champ might be a gar or a sturgeon. Both animals can be found in Lake Champlain and could match the description of Champ as a horned serpent. Another possibility is that Champ could be a plesiosaur-type creature that was lost to time. Raven Mocker. According to legends of the Cherokee people of Appalachia, this is a witch that assumes the form of a raven to watch over people and then decides upon a victim. Not unlike a lion targeting the weakest member of a herd of antelope, the Raven Mocker will seek a victim that is in a weakened state or is dying. Once identified, the witch will take to the sky and transform into a fireball before diving upon its prey to snatch out the heart. Tahoe Tessie. Now this is another type of sea serpent said to inhabit Lake Tahoe, located in California and Nevada. Sightings are traced to the mid-19th century when such tales were recounted by members of the Paiute and Washoe Native American tribes. According to legend, the monster stays in an underground tunnel located below Cave Rock. Tessie is usually described as having reptilian features and measuring up to 80 feet long, with a wide serpentine body and coloration that ranges from turquoise to jet black. Not unlike Champ, some theories suggest Tessie might be anything from a plesiosaur to a new species of freshwater eel. Sightings have continued into the 21st century, regardless of what the creature may or may not be. Deer women. These creatures are found in Native American mythology and are most often sighted in the southwestern US. Also known as deer ladies, they can appear to be a beautiful young woman with hooves, or they can be an actual four-hooved deer. They can also assume a centaur-like form with a female upper body and the lower body of a white-tailed deer. When assuming the human guise, they are said to stand just away from the trail and try to lure men to them, whereupon they use the hooves to stomp the guys to death. According to tradition, they can be banished through the use of tobacco and chanting. Oklahoma octopus. This mysterious critter is said to inhabit 3 lakes in Oklahoma: Lake Tenkiller, Lake Thunderbird, and Lake Oologah. Legend has it that this reddish-brown monster is the size of a horse and resembles an octopus, with long tentacles it uses to attack and kill swimmers. Because octopuses are ocean creatures, it seems unlikely that they could thrive in freshwater environments, but certain jellyfish have been known to adapt from saltwater to freshwater conditions, and the bull shark can exist in both fresh and saltwater environments. So it could be possible that a giant cephalopod might have been trapped within an inland lake when coastal waters receded. Many point to the large number of unexplained drownings in the Oklahoma lakes as proof of its presence, but there's no physical evidence to corroborate that. Did you know that Native Americans have long feared this creature, but likened it more to a leech than an octopus? Moon-eyed people. These are said to be people about the size of dwarves who lived in North Carolina. They appear in Native American legends which claim they have large, round eyes which inspired the name. These little people were said to live underground. It's possible the dark environment led to the development of their enormous eyes. They may have also inhabited small, house-like mounds that have been found containing various artifacts and utensils. Did you know the mounds are revered by some people who claim they contain great energies? Thunderbirds. Native tribes have reported sightings of these creatures for centuries across northern Canada to Central America. The enormous birds were said to be so powerful that they could pluck whales out of the sea and carry them back to the nests. The creatures got the name because thunder was created when they flapped their wings. Lightning would flash from the eyes, and water falling off the backs created rainstorms. While described as dangerous and powerful beings, they were also considered benevolent spirits of nature and would sometimes assist tribes searching for food during times of famine. Did you know that sightings of thunderbirds have continued into the 21st century? In 2002, a huge bird-like critter was reported being seen in Alaska. Witnesses described it as having a 14-foot wingspan and looking like, quote, something out of Jurassic Park. Sightings have also occurred in Texas, but so far there have been no successful searches for the beasts, and they remain unidentified. Pukwudgie. According to Wampanoag folklore, these small bipedal humanoid creatures stand up to 3 feet tall and exhibit human features, although they have gray skin, enlarged ears, noses, and fingers. In addition to occasionally glowing, they're said to possess a vast array of unusual abilities. They can vanish and reappear at will, create fire when they so desire, employ magic when necessary, and even transmogrify themselves into a bipedal porcupine. Pukwudgie were once friendly with humans, but apparently that relationship is soured. Today, they're known to kidnap people and attack victims with spears and knives. As you might expect, humans are well advised to leave the creatures be. Skinwalkers. They're found in many Native American legends, and the Navajo has some of the best documented lore concerning them. Skinwalkers have the supernatural ability to shapeshift into any creature they wish. They're often disguised as animals like wolves, eagles, or coyotes, but they'll assume the form of any creature that has the abilities it requires at that particular time. For example, if the skinwalker needs to travel quickly, it might assume the form of a crow. There are some beliefs that skinwalkers can steal the face of another person, or fuse themselves into the body of another and read the mind of a human. It can also generate any animal noise it chooses, regardless of what form they currently hold. Not unlike vampires, skinwalkers need an invitation before they can enter an inhabited home, so they might mimic the voice of a loved one to lure you outside, and they might try to poison you by blowing corpse dust into your face. That's a powder ground from the bones of infants. It's advised you not upset skinwalkers because they do actively seek to cause humans harm. Wendigo. This cryptid has been reported along the Atlantic coast from the US to Canada and is said to prefer colder weather. In Algonquin folklore, the Wendigo can be perceived as either a cannibalistic monster or an evil spirit. In its spirit form, it will possess a human and transform them into an abomination. Or it can appear as a monster that displays human traits. They're said to stand around 14 feet high, with a gaunt frame and ashy gray skin, an enormous animated skeleton that reeks of decay. Most accounts agree they have long tongues, sharp yellow fangs, and glowing eyes. According to legend, Wendigos were originally humans that turned to cannibalism or committed another egregious act like murder, and that triggered their unholy transformation. Race of hairy giants that would arrive at night to steal people and salmon. Witnesses have described them as having a pronounced brow ridge, standing up to 11 feet tall, and covered in a coat of reddish-brown fur. While they're most often portrayed as ape-like creatures, the earliest reported sightings claimed they were more bear-like in appearance. And there's a pictograph of a Sasquatch that dates back around 1,000 years, located near Taft, California at the Painted Rock Shelter. You can see it in detail in the picture taken by Kathy Moskowitz-Strine. The painting itself is about 8.5 feet tall and depicts a creature standing upright with its arms outstretched. The left arm has white outlines, while its right arm appears to be a rusty shade of red. Two similar forms are located next to the creature, which are believed to portray a mother and child. Local indigenous people referred to this being as Hairy Man. Did you know that sightings of such cryptids have been reported on every continent except Antarctica?